Tell me what the right carbohydrates in your opinion are. Do we have, is there like a good list and a bad list? Is there like a sometimes okay list? What are your thoughts on good carbs?
I personally like to be in the sometimes okay list all the time. Like for me, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I want more flexibility. I want to be able to go to France and have a glass of champagne, and I might even eat a baguette, which is like very scary for me actually, because I've been gluten-free for years. But I believe that we should have more joy and freedom in our life, not less, which is why, like, just like you mentioned with keto, like restrictive dieting can be really difficult over the long term. Like, yes, there's a time and a place when it's short term, but eventually the goal is more resilience and more flexibility. So, what was the point? Why did you even ask me here? Okay, good carbs and bad carbs. So one of the things I like to talk about is like oats. Those are good. Oat milk, bad. Whole fruits, those are good. Fruit juice, bad.
Not so
like
good.
It's not so good. Like, let's not call it bad, let's just call it like not so good. Do I have an oat milk latte every once in a while? Sure. You don't need to be perfect, but like I wouldn't do oat milk every day of your life. I wouldn't drink fruit juice every day of your life. But I do eat whole fruit every day, and I do eat whole oats every day. I also eat whole potatoes with the skin on. That's going to be a really great source of fiber. I eat things like basmati rice and, of course, like, more starchy carbs or more starchy vegetables, like not just potatoes, but like beets and carrots and things like that are definitely going to be good. I would say most people can incorporate things like that. But generally, when I think about carbohydrates, I think about fiber. So a carbohydrate with more fiber is usually what you're aiming for. Bonus points if it has a lot of color. So colorful fruits and vegetables are always going to be our friends. I mentioned chia seeds. I personally like chia. I think it's great. I do like a tablespoon in my oats. Other complex carbs, those are my favorite. That's my favorite list. What am I missing?
Well, I'm following along with you, and these are all the things that I typically eat as carbohydrates. It's like you have some type of vegetables like green beans or mushrooms or and any there's whatever I have in the fridge that I've like either sautéed or I can just quickly whip up. I also love, particularly in the wintertime, I love tubers. Like I love parsnips. I just
totally. I love parsnips. Them. Sweet potatoes. I didn't even mention
sweet potatoes, yams. Yes, all of these are fantastic. But potatoes and rice, I'm so happy that you mentioned these ones in particular, because I think that people are really and the baguette in France when we go together and we have the Nutella crepe from the the street vendor on the side, because I think that there are so many people that are afraid of bread in general. I have a piece of sourdough toast every morning. I love, it gives me so much pleasure. Like I was saying to, I was actually, before you joined today, I was talking to my AV producer before we got going, and I was like, I don't even think I care about coffee as much as I care about the ritual of making my cappuccino in the morning. Like I do the grind thing, and then I, do the milk frothing, and it's just like so much pleasure in making the cappuccino. And then of course I enjoy the taste of it, but the same is true. The same is true here with the sourdough. Like I actually enjoy making sourdough, and I enjoy the pleasure of having a slice of bread every day is something that I'm just not willing to, like, and maybe in my 20s, maybe my 30s, it was like all about, aesthetics. But I actually think I look better now than I even did in my 20s and 30s. And I'm eating foods that are a much broader range of foods than I ever have. And I feel 100 times better. So I do love what you're saying. And I love the idea of, if you really love Nutella, or you really love, I had Harley Pasternak on the show not too long ago, and he has a cookie every day. Like his idea is like, I have one cookie. I don't have the whole box. I have one cookie every day. And that taste, that little pleasure, if it's something like I love, there's a chocolate hazelnut bar that I love. I have some of that every day. I love it. I love it. I love to have, my little chocolate and hazelnut.
And the reason you can do that and that your body is like happy is because you strength train. You have so much muscle. This is like, I got to this point. So my husband's like a semi-professional cyclist. So he competes in really high level cycling. And, I got to a point after strength training, like I had been training, I had so much more, I have so much more muscle mass that I used to have, and my metabolism is totally different. And there have been times where it's been really hard for me actually to get enough carbs. It's not easy. Like I struggle to get enough carbs. I always default to like more fat. And so I have to pull back on fat and try to eat more carbs. And one of the best ways to get enough carbs is to eat a piece of bread. And there have been times like where my husband was like, you need to eat a piece of bread. Like you just need more carbs. And that has been very helpful for me. Yeah. But, people who are really struggling with metabolism and who have, metabolically aren't in a very healthy place, they don't do great with, bread.
Agreed.